Hello and welcome to Guns and Gear. And I just made a video showing everyone all the stuff I carry in that little bag right there. It's hard to believe all that stuff fit in that bag, isn't it? And it takes a little while to wedge it all back in there, but it does fit, as you can see. There's my canteen, there's that little foam rubber thing that I was laying my stuff on. And a rifle and a powder horn. I forgot to show y'all my powder horn, but at any rate, I'll just sit that on top of there. Had it sitting on the other side of me. Want to have another conversation about, I don't know, getting lost in the woods. You know, hunters often will find themselves getting turned around and not sure where they're going. And you know, the best times to hunt is at first light and at last light. So hunters have a tendency of staying in the woods until it's dark, okay? And they may have a little bit of difficulty finding their way out of the woods once that's happened, because when it gets dark, it's hard to tell how to navigate in the woods. And up here where I'm at in Virginia, in the National Forest, beautiful mountains, the woods can be kind of thick, and this is a pretty good piece of woods right here. It's not too bad at all, but still you can't see very far to mark land points. So you may find yourself in a bind. And that was the reason that I picked this spot to make the video, was because if I found myself lost and I came upon this stream, I would immediately start trying to find a place to set up a camp. And this is right here is where I would set my camp up. I could put my tarp up, string it up between these two trees right here. If you look above there, there's no limb to fall on me. In the Cub Scouts, we used to call them widowmakers. But it's a nice flat piece of ground, not much in rocks, which there's rocks everywhere. But you can clean out this leaf litter close to my water and have easy access to my water right over here. I could just walk right down there really easy. You don't have to do any climbing. But I don't want to get too close to my streams because depending upon the weather and the time of year, you have to worry about floodwaters coming, right? If you can see, I don't know if you're going to be able to tell this, but this goes down about 6-8 feet. And you can see up on the other side there where it goes up about 6-8 feet. And that's because this little stream right here, and during flooding times, has created this, has cut this into the woodland. And as we can tell by the looks of this tree right here, the flooding has been recent, right? That's a live tree. It's still kicking in there even though most of the roots have been washed out. Alright, so you don't want to get too close to your water, but you want to be close enough to where it's useful to you. Up here, doesn't really appear to be that much sign of that. But yet I do have a little bit of a hill going on right here, and this hill will help block some of the wind, okay? Now you have thermals up in the mountains, and I'm in the direction right now where we'll keep the evening thermal wind off of me. It's going to blow sort of in that direction, okay? Now, what else do I have? Man, I've got a freshly fallen down tree here, where this is a big limb off of the tree. Looking at some of those pieces that have broken off of it, it can't be but so long ago. And there's the tree that I broke off from right there. You can see that where it broke off. It's still nice and clean looking. So this wood here, this is a dead tree when it broke, is already good dried out wood for fire right here. And it's not but a few steps away from where I'm going to be camping. So I have plenty of wood for a fire that I don't even have to work hard for. Okay? I've got good fresh water. got a little bit of protection from the wind, and I got my gear that I carry with me. Now, when I was a boy, my dad was teaching me to hunt. My dad always told me that, hey, you can get turned around in the woods. You always carry enough stuff to sustain yourself at least one night in the woods, okay? Now, I have a good compass in my pocket, which I forgot to show y'all when I was showing my gear. And I also have a topographical map in this area. I've been doing a little bit of exploring, actually. I think I'm a few miles from my camp, and because I know this stream right here runs into the creek that runs by my camp. All right, I know that. I also have heard a few logging trucks go by in that direction right there, and it didn't seem like it was too awfully far away, maybe a couple of 100 yards at the most. It's hard to tell when sound really carries in the mountains here. But at any rate, that gives me an idea of where I'm at. But in case I gotten turned around, I would be looking for a spot like this to settle down for the evening. Now, I'm making this video now and not at night because this camera ain't worth a crap at night. And I wanted to show y'all what type of spot that I would probably try to find if I could. Now, you're not always going to be able to find a nice little stream, but up here where I'm at, there's lots of streams. There is just oodles and oodles of streams and creeks all around this area. So the likelihood of me finding one at night, it's a pretty good chance. It's a pretty good chance, but not a guarantee. That's why you always carry a canteen with you, right? But I made a video a little while back talking about survival mindset, and that's really when this comes into line. Oh, by the way, a little side note there, there's a new little camera tripod clamp thing that I got there. It's really neat. Anyway, it's made by ProMaster. And I have no idea what it's called, but very cool. Anyway, back to my video and mindset. You know, people, and I've talked to a few folks that have gotten turned around in the woods, they feel a little bit embarrassed about getting lost, and they begin to panic because they don't want to be embarrassed by being lost in the woods. And you got to get past that type of mindset right there. If you get yourself turned around, then you got yourself turned around. You know, I've done it. I've done it once or twice in my life where I've had to stay overnight because I didn't know where the heck I was, or didn't know how to get out of where I was to get back to my camp or my truck or whatever the case may be. So it can happen. You need to, or at least what I try to do is I sit down for a minute. It's good and dark. I'll dig in my pack, or in this case my little bag here, and I will get out my light, my headlight, maybe dig my a little snack or something out of my bag, have a little snack, and begin to think about what I'm going to do. Now, you know, some nights out here, especially if there is a full moon, you can walk around pretty easily in the evenings, but I don't know if I really suggest that. You know, I think it's best that once you realize that you've gotten yourself lost, go ahead and settle down. Look at the stuff that you have in your pack with you. Hopefully you have enough gear to get yourself a fire going, maybe some shelter, and begin to collect wood. Because that is what you're going to be doing most of the early evening, is collecting wood. Collecting wood, collecting wood, collecting wood, collecting wood to keep a fire going. And you're going to want to get that fire going. You're going to want to get a tarp if you have it, or poncho, or maybe it's a trash can bag liner, or, you know, for years and years and years I carried a clear piece of plastic that I had folded up. It was about 8 foot by 6 foot, I believe it was. And that was my tarp. But get a camp started and get a fire going and be doing stuff, you know. That'll help take your mind off of the fact that you've gotten yourself lost. It may ease that panicking feeling. A good fire is always very comforting to me. And I'll sit there and assess my situation, because things always look better when the sun comes up. Now, you may not have the best night's sleep of your life out there in the woods. You might be a little bit nervous about where you're at, or whatever the case may be. But your best chance for finding your way out of that situation is doing it during the daytime. All right. Well, just a quick little video. I'm enjoying myself in the woods here. I got a pretty good walk before I get to my truck, so I'm going to start heading in that direction now. Thank you guys for watching my videos. I certainly appreciate it. And remember to shoot straight on the range and in life. Thanks.